Talk Relationship. And I am your host, Stefania Puleo from the Gentleman Square, for those of you that don't know who I am. And I am so excited to be here today, as always. Always excited. Today, we're going to be talking about surprises and why women love surprises. Now, I know I've spoken about this several times, and today I was actually going to have Zaneta, the lovely Zaneta Wooden, to be on our show today, but unfortunately, she is not too well at all. She basically she was well yesterday, but basically woke up with a really sore throat and has come down with something. So, once again, you have me. You have me all to yourself again. So, if you're out there, let us know where you're from. Hashtag live or replay if you're watching on the replay. And let's get straight into it. Please leave a comment, say interact with me, because as I said, I'm going to be on my own, but I'm happy to chat with you on the chat if you have anything you want to input. So, women, the subject is women. Gentlemen, this is mainly for you, but of course, ladies, if you're watching, and I know I have a lot of ladies watch my show and read a lot of my content, please join in and let us know what you think as well, to let the men know what surprises women like. Okay, so surprises. We all know, right, that it takes some effort to, keep a relationship going, particularly a long-term relationship. And, if you've been in a relationship for a while and, sometimes things can go a little bit, um, you know, become mundane, ritual, routine, like certain qualities, like a sense of humor, for example, or a healthy sex drive, or and having an adventurous spirit in your relationship. These are, you know, always things that I think we have to do and have a check on, like having a checklist, ticking off if these are things that you are including in your relationship. Because a lot of the times, what happens is if we're not keeping this relationship alive through, you know, as I just mentioned, humor, having a healthy sex drive, keeping it adventurous in your relationship, surprises. You're going to be, if you do include all that, you're going to avoid a lot of boredom, okay? Because let's face it, you have to invest in your relationship. I always say a relationship is like a business. If you don't invest in it, your relationship, if you don't invest in your business isn't going to grow. So if you're not going to invest in your relationship is not going to grow either. All right. So to avoid, a relationship from going stale or predictable, I often say to men, having simple surprises is what a woman ultimately really loves. It's sexy, it's a turn on, and it's attractive. And trust me, women love surprises. Now, of course, we're talking about the right surprises, okay? Not the unpleasant surprises, which, um, sometimes that can happen, but that's for another video. But we're talking about pleasant surprises here today. All right. So, um, you know, having this positive outlook and positive quality of surprising your woman pleasantly is sometimes overlooked, undermentioned, undervalued, that a woman loves surprises. Okay. So, if you agree with me, please let us know. Give us a thumbs up or a heart, because I always love those hearts. So, surprises. Why do women love surprises? Well, let's face it, it keeps a relationship interesting. It keeps it spicy. Now, as much as a woman loves to be surprised, I think too men love surprises. I think, obviously, particularly surprises in the bedroom. But believe it or not, women too. Women like surprises in the bedroom. But we're going to go through a list of different surprises. Um, but, talking, oh, let me just turn that off. I forgot to turn my phone on silent. So if you have your phone out, if you're not watching on the phone, put your phone on silent. Listen to this, gentlemen. So, um, surprises. Why do we like surprises? Well, in that element of surprise, there's mystery, there's sensuality, there's this, mystery of the unknown. And really, let's face it, that's what keeps us going. When there is a mystery, when you don't really know what the outcome is going to be. Now, sometimes people are actually afraid of the unknown, but when it comes to these type of, pleasant surprises, I think it draws us closer to wanting to know more. It draws us with curiosity. It also, for women, I think, well, I speak for myself, that I think, wow, my man has actually put in an effort to um, create this, experience for me, whatever the experience may be. I look at it that he's made an effort. He's gone to the depth and the length of research, finding out what I like, what I don't like, what to turn on, what to turn off. All these things are really exciting for a woman. And um, surprises, as I said, creates this mystery. And of course, a woman above all other, as opposed to men, women love that mystery. All right. So creating that mystery in a relationship is what's going to keep it alight and keep it spark. Now, what else was I going to talk about? Now, surprises require like some kind of, organizational planning skills. All right. So, as much as you want to join in the surprise, because, ultimately you want to have fun with her as well, right? But you also want to, um, to some degree, plan it. So it could start off with, obviously asking her questions, but not right before the surprise, obviously. Having those questions that you can ask here and there so you can take notes and know what she likes. But as having some, phone calls, having some conversations, maybe some surprise emails leading up to um, the surprise. Uh, and I know sometimes you might get a little bit in your head as to say, well, will she like it? Will she, um, depending on the surprise, sometimes you might find that she might, knowing her, because this is so important, knowing your woman is what's really going to make it more effective. If you know that she doesn't mind being exposed, having a little bit of if she's a bit of an extrovert, if she's an introvert, all those all come into play. So I think, knowing who your woman is and what she likes and what she doesn't like is going to, ultimately give you a good outcome or a not so good outcome with your surprise. Okay. When you surprise a woman, it also shows her that you are creative. You have a creative mind. Um, you like to use your imagination. All right. Because it's, planning a surprise, particularly if you want to keep it really, a surprise where you ultimately don't want her to know right to the very end. Okay. Making it creative, making it so she can't work it out. I think that's what the element of surprise is really all about. You don't want to make it predictable that you are going to surprise her. All right. So break your routine up. So if you have a routine, I don't know, like, I guess, you call her at a certain time, or you organize and see her at certain days of the week or whatever. Break the routine, because when you're breaking the routine, you're actually, again, letting her think, oh, what's going on? What's happening here? And, having romantic gestures along the way, of course, is going to go a long way. Okay. So surprises, big or small, are are fundamental. Okay. So remember, the surprises, it's not important the size of the surprise or the expense of the surprise, for that matter. Okay. It's the gesture. It's the gesture that really counts. All right. So surprises, as I said before, are thoughtful. You are showing your woman that you are thinking about her. You have her on your mind. You take note of what she says. You take note of the little things. Okay. Because again, when you take note of the little things in a woman, she is going to take note of that in you. Okay. It's as simple as that. You know, just, going beyond the usual cliches and entering another space with her where the relationship can grow. Ultimately, it becomes exciting. It becomes new. You're revamping, you're igniting, you're putting that spark back in. All right. So I think this is a really good note to take, particularly if you have been in a relationship for a long time. Okay. I don't know, what's a long time? For some, it could be 3 years. For some, it could be a year. For some, it could be 6 years, 10, 20 years. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Okay. Keeping these surprises, breaking the routine, celebrating the fact that you are together is what's going to keep that relationship sparked up, full of, romance, full of, sexual pleasures, and full of all the lovely things that, everybody likes, both men and women. All right. So being thoughtful and keeping it pleasing and simple and romantic. So surprises can make a mundane day feel like it's the best day. Okay. So monitor what mood your woman is in. All right. Now, if she's having a little bit of a blues day, right? A day where, she's not, she's feeling her very best. She's not on, like feeling on her high. Maybe one of those days could be a great day to surprise her. All right. Because that's going to shift her mood. That's going to put a smile on her face. That's going to, again, make her feel like, oh my God, he was thinking of me. And it may even distract her from what she was actually feeling, or whatever she was going through at the time. Okay. It takes the pressure off her, and concentrating on what's going on in her life. Also, surprises take the pressure off you as well. Okay. If someone's planning a surprise for you, then you don't have to do a single thing. Right. So, if you are the one that's planning the surprise, the attention's going to be on her. And of course, let's face it, a woman loves attention. So again, you are drawing that attention off yourself, being of service, okay, being attentive, being present, being loving and caring. Now, of course, the things that I'm talking about, you want to be doing it with a woman that is investing back with you somehow, like I know sometimes I have men say to me, Stefania, I've tried everything, but she doesn't respond. She just doesn't care, or, it doesn't matter how much effort I put into making her my number one or pleasing her, it just doesn't work. Now, I also want to say this to you, gentlemen, that it's important that you, um, you know, get that feel that that's what she's investing in you. All right. You don't want to be doing all this and being like a people pleaser and a yes man and trying to surprise her in every which way. And she is not um, acknowledging it. She's not appreciating it. You want it to be where she is um, reciprocating. Yes. Who do we have here? Hello, hello, Darren. How are you? Thanks for chiming in. We're talking about surprises, as you probably can see, and how to surprise a woman. Do you like surprising women, Darren? Let us know. Put a little comment there in the chat. But yes, so, investing and surprising a woman that invests in you. Now, if she is inundated with work or she's inundated with family issues, maybe the children, a lot of her work is taking her attention. This is where a surprise can really come in handy in, surprising her to take the attention, allowing her to take the attention off her stressful day, off her stressful experience, whatever is like, making her feel overwhelmed or anything like that. So being attentive to that is what's going to like spark things up and go, OMG, what a man do I have here who's just so attentive. And he remembered, oh my God, he remembered what I liked. He remembered the color I liked. I mean, little things like that. It just sparks a woman sky high. Yeah. So, Darren says, "You bet you like surprising women." Okay, what's the biggest surprise or one of the best surprises you have shared with a woman? Let us know. And anyone else out there that's listening, please let us know what the biggest surprise is. I want to talk a little bit about, surprises and what kind of surprises generally women like. Okay, I mean, everybody's different and everybody's going to like different things. Women like different things, but I'm just going to mention a few and probably, mention a few of mine. So as I said, surprises, they're mysterious. Okay, we like the little things, and these are the things that sometimes men overlook. That the surprise doesn't have to be big. It can be very, very small, and it's the gesture that is important. It's the gesture, it's the thought that goes behind it, and those little tokens of affection that show much more than you like to understand. Okay, so really being affectionate like that. So gestures, as we said, they show that you care. And when you are authentic and when you are genuine, when you are, presenting her with a surprise, she's going to know. She's going to know that you are authentic. Now, I'm going to run through a few little gestures, surprises that you can surprise your woman with. And one is a romantic breakfast in bed. Yes. Now, as I said before, you want to join in the surprise as well, okay? Obviously, you're not doing these surprises only because there's a kickback for you at the end, okay? Because often guys think, oh, a romantic breakfast in bed, that means sex afterwards, okay? Now, if that escalates to that later, well, good for you, okay? But don't do it with the intention that that's what you want, All right. Because I think, again, it depends where you're at in a relationship with a woman that she's going to know. All right. So just join in that whole experience of surprising her. And then whatever the outcome from there, that's a bonus. So, uh, romantic breakfast in bed. Now, I know that sounds a little bit cliche and possibly a little bit cheesy, but usually, who gets breakfast? Is she always organizing breakfast for you and for the kids? Or wouldn't it be nice if she actually gets a surprise breakfast in bed? I mean, that would be awesome. I know me as a woman, that would be so much fun. I love breakfast in bed. So, a warm, delicious breakfast in bed. Plan it. Make sure that, and even if you aren't a very good cook, because I say, some men say, "Oh, I'm not a very good cook." You may want to organize some croissants or something, or you know, step out to the local bakery where you can bring back some nice croissants or something healthy or something like an avocado. I'm getting healthy here with food, but you can whip up a healthy breakfast very, very quickly. um, some freshly squeezed juice, a coffee, or whatever. Okay. Find out what she likes and surprise her. It shows that you made the time to surprise her. And that means you care. Okay. Another way that you can surprise your woman is love notes. Yes. Every woman loves a love note. Well, I know I love love notes. I love poetry. I love anything that pertains to love. But, I think, again, when you have a written note from someone you care for and they care for you, you find that what happens is that person is going to melt because a written note is just going to show her that you, again, have taken the time to think about her, let her know what she means to you, show her your appreciation. So that note can express whatever. It's not about being mushy. Okay. You don't have to be mushy, but, just letting her know, even just, with 3 words, a sentence, that you are thinking of her. Now, the surprise, okay, which takes it to the next step, is leaving it somewhere where she doesn't expect it. Okay. I don't know, in the fridge, on her yogurt, um, uh, leaving it on her mirror where she's going to go in the bathroom, brush her teeth, shower, whatever, in her makeup bag, leaving it in a place where she's going to attend to is what's going to put a smile on her face. Okay. It literally costs nothing, but it means the world to a woman. Okay. All it takes is your unconditional love, your willingness to just write the post or write the note and just put it somewhere where she's going to see it. And this, gentleman, will instantly brighten her day and make her happy and put a big smile on your face. Put a big smile on her face, which will eventually put a big smile on your face. All right. Now, believe it or not, surprises are better than promises. Yes, let me repeat that again. Surprises are better than promises because sometimes, as women, we are promised a lot of things, and sometimes those promises are not delivered for whatever reason. Sometimes they may be because you got tied up at work or something came up. And as I've spoken about this, and I can share this in another video, but if you are promising and you can't deliver, make sure you communicate that to her. Let her know, acknowledge her, acknowledge the fact that you weren't able to keep a promise. But if you weren't able to keep the promise and you know have acknowledged that, then at a later date, surprising her is even better. All right. So surprising her is even better. So remember that surprises are better than promises. So if you want to avoid any disappointment, just surprise it. Now, number 3, actual date nights. Yes, setting up a date night. Now, I know that some couples may have a date night that they set up every week, okay? Every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, or whatever date it is their date night. And that can be fun. Yeah, that can be good because you're spending time. Who do we have here? Pierre. Hi, Pierre. Hashtag live. Thank you. Thanks for popping in. Let us know your comments, Pierre. Yes. Don't be afraid to leave some comments, gentlemen, because you know I'm here for you. Yeah, so sometimes you may have date nights and you may have a date night that you always share with her. There's nothing wrong with surprising her with another date night, okay? One that she doesn't expect. One where you just do something totally different. Something that is going to rock her world. Because that's what you want to do, right? You want to rock her world. You want to make her feel so special, the best, and that she is on your mind 24/7. Because of course, ladies like that, like let's face it, and you may not be thinking of her 24/7. I get it, because you've got other things to do. You have a life, you have work, you have business, you have everything like that. But you're also letting her know that you are thinking of her. Okay. So don't think that, you know, that date nights are, not special to women. They are. Okay. And if you don't have a date night, a regular date night, may even be once a month because you have kids or whatever, right? But as I said, creating a date night that is going to surprise her in a different way. It may be a restaurant, okay? It may be the movies. It may be also being creative and taking her on especially if it's summer, uh, a sunset picnic. Oh my God, they are the best. I love sunset picnics. They can be so romantic. I know when I used to live in Italy, in Syracuse, which is just, I live 5 minutes from the sea, but anywhere you went, whatever direction you went, um, in this part of Sicily, I was always surrounded by the sea and the beach. So, I witnessed and watched so many sunsets, but it was so beautiful. And even to see people, bring a little picnic hamper and a bottle of wine, or soda, whatever you're into, but spending that time where you have created a surprise. You've created, and you have organized the food, you've organized the drink, and you have surprised her in a way that she was not expecting. Picking her up from work and taking her straight to a place that she's not expecting at all. Okay, so that would make a really great surprise date night, gentlemen. What else? What else do I think is a great? Please write in the chat box if you have any ideas, any surprises you have given your woman and have found that it's been the best. Number 4, unpredictable romantic trips. Yes, gentlemen, unpredictable romantic trips, full of surprises. Again, this can be really wonderful because it's spontaneous. Okay, I know it's not easy to make a spontaneous romantic trip, but you can at least try. Okay. You can at least think, okay, what what do I mean by a spontaneous romantic trip? It could be where you take her away for a weekend. It could mean you spontaneously organize a week away. Now, I know this takes organizing, particularly if she works or if you have children and you need to have the kids looked after. But, you know, it doesn't have to be an overseas trip. It can be if you're really good and you've got the money and you've got the means to organize everything, like go to Bali, the Bahamas. That would be awesome, right? But as I said, it doesn't have to be. It can be just, a road trip. It can be even a surprise to yourself where you're going to go somewhere and, you tell her to pack an overnight bag. You're going to be away for a couple of nights or whatever and head for, somewhere like the sea, or it could be, you know, in the woods. Check out some log cabins or something on the internet and just create that surprise where you may even say, look, I'm not even sure where we're going, but it's a surprise for me as well. She will love it. And along with your surprise, okay, depending where you're going, always pack some candles. Yes, women love candles. Candles create that really nice energy in a room. It creates warmth. It creates sensuality, particularly if you are somewhere like, you do have a cozy fireplace. Um, and it may have a nice soft rug on the floor. If not, bring one along. Okay. So you are the creator. You are the dreamer of your surprise for your woman. So it's up to you how sensual you want to make that surprise for her. Okay. And if she's romantic and if she loves all those little intricate things like that, include that in your surprise, gentlemen, because she's going to love it. She's going to just be into you even more. Yes, remember, it's about giving, it's about serving. And, you know, women love to give as well and love to serve. But when it is reciprocated back and you know that she's a giver and she, loves serving you, well, then when she's going to receive that from you, it's just going to take it to another level. All right. So be creative with your surprises. Don't hold back. Surprise yourself as well. Okay. Flowers. Yes. Now, this is a real tricky one because some men think, well, women love flowers, but flowers die. I mean, they don't last. Why would I want to give her something that dies? Well, it's not about the flowers dying or whatever. It's about the thought again. Now, if she's into flowers, if she loves receiving flowers, and you know that for sure, well, then give her flowers because that is going to fill up her heart. Okay. If that's what she really likes and that's what she really, lights up to, then do that. Don't worry about how you feel about flowers dying. Don't worry about how you feel that you have to spend money on something that is going to die. It's about how she feels when she gets flowers. Now, giving flowers just because is what it's all about. It's not about just giving flowers for birthdays, Valentine's days, anniversaries. Yeah. Give her flowers just because you care for her, just because you love her, just because, you know, um, she's the person to you, like what she means to you. All right. And even go into the depth of, looking at the colors, trying to, organize maybe a bouquet that, colors mean something to her and to you, or what she represents. And you may even want to share that with her with a note or verbally expressing that to her. Okay, so surprising her with flowers. Now, if it's not flowers that she is into, it may be plants. I love plants. I love flowers too, but I love plants. And I must admit, when I do receive, a plant, um, it lights me up. I remember once, I got to share this story. It's so funny. Um, when I used to live in Italy in an apartment, we used to have what we called in Italian a portiere. And I guess it's called a concierge that sits in the apartment block. He has a little office. So he, you know, sees people that come in and out and receives the mail. And I don't know whether they have that in apartments anymore, but I know we had that in the apartment I used to live in. And at the time, I was seeing this guy, and I love vegetables. You can't tell. I'm always talking about healthy foods. And he used to surprise me. He didn't surprise me with flowers. He used to surprise me with things like broccoli and cauliflower, which is like a flower, right? And he used to be really creative and, arrange the broccoli, like tie it up and then put, tissue paper as color, um, to bunch it up like a flower and send me cauliflower and broccoli, but mainly broccoli because I used to love broccoli. And I remember this one time I wasn't home, so he leaves the bouquet of broccoli at the front desk with the concierge, right? And I rock up, and I remember coming in, and I was just about to walk past the concierge, and he says, "Oh, the concierge says, Miss Puleo," he says, I have something for you, something delivered." So he extends this because the bouquet was like covered with tissue, like I couldn't really see straight up what it was. And then as I got it, I looked in it and I saw the broccoli, and I had the biggest smile. And he looks at me like really funny, as to say, different kind of flowers you're receiving there. And I laughed and I said, well, some women get flowers, some women get broccoli. And I had the biggest laugh to myself, but I loved it. I loved the thought. I loved the fact that he put the thought into putting the broccoli together like a bunch of flowers and then putting colored tissue paper. I think it was pink at the time. And have presenting them to me like flowers. It was cute, it was thoughtful, it was lovely. So this is what I'm talking about, gentlemen. Thinking outside the box, being creative, being spontaneous with your surprises. Don't just, follow what's written in, the guides of how to surprise a woman. Think outside the box, think differently, think in a way that is really going to tantalize a woman's mind, seduce her mind, because ultimately that's what you're doing. You're creating stimulus in her mind, and women love that. Okay, so be creative, and of course, helping with the household chores is always a good thing, yeah, because particularly if you're living together and you're both working and you've got both heavy schedules, surprising each other with, doing something that you don't normally do in the house. Okay. I don't know, whatever it may be. It may be like, taking the rubbish out or ironing or something that you don't normally do. You may want to surprise her and do it for her. Okay. Surprise her when she goes to do it. She finds, oh my God, it's been done. And of course, the last one um, that I want to mention, or actually, there's two more, and that is um, genuine compliments. Okay. They're always surprises for women. I think, making your compliments, as I said, genuine. It's simple. Tell her when she's pretty. Okay. Tell her when she least expects it that she's pretty. And it may even be when she's just woken up. It may be that, she's got no makeup on. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be, when she's all dolled up. I think, taking note and also letting her know that you genuinely are complimenting her is what's going to give her that pleasant surprise. Okay, make her put a smile on her face, and don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Just feel it and then let her know. Okay, she's going to enjoy your affection. She's going to enjoy your attention you're giving her, and you have to remember she's not going to ask for it. Okay, if she's a woman that knows her own, she's not going to ask for it, but she's definitely going to appreciate it when you do compliment her. Okay, now the last one I want to talk about, okay, and this can be a real fun one, and that is surprising her with a delicious home cooked meal for two. Now, you may be the cook at home, so you're always surprising her. So it may be her that needs to surprise you. But if you're not the main cook and she's always cooking, surprising her with a meal is what's going to make her feel amazing. Okay. Uh, yes, a dinner for two. Organize it where you may want to look up some, YouTube videos and find out, how to quickly whip up a great meal. Make it fun, make it romantic. Bring out a bottle of wine, a champagne, whatever it is, a platter of cheeses and vegetable fruits, whatever. Make it fun and make it exciting. And of course, when you're cooking a meal, now you just have to excuse me just 1 second. Oh no, I've got it. Sorry, I thought there was something happening here on the computer. When you are surprising her with a home cooked meal, right? Make it fun. She might catch you out on the surprise. Okay, so you'll be surprised while you're trying to surprise her. Include her in the surprise. Okay, make it fun. Let her help you. Let her help you in the kitchen because cooking up a storm with two people, okay, that love each other can be really fun. It can be sexy. It can be creative. It can be all those things. And of course, it can lead to much, much more. All right. So, surprises. Gentlemen, I've gone through quite a list there of all the different surprises you can do for a woman. But remember, it's about keeping it simple, keeping it genuine, keeping it loving. Okay? Keep the surprises coming because that is what's going to keep your relationship ignited. Okay? That's what's going to keep your relationship thriving, growing, developing, because you are constantly communicating to her how much you care about her, how much you love her, and how much she means to you. All right. So, of course, it depends at what level your relationship's at as to how you surprise her, right? But the main point I want to make here is to make sure you are keeping those surprises flowing. Okay. And, don't make them a routine that she knows she's going to get a surprise, okay? Keep it spontaneous. Keep it where she doesn't know. All right? So, gentlemen, I hope this segment has helped you and in being creative, why a woman loves surprises, and the different type of surprises that you can actually introduce in your relationship. And of course, before I go, I just want to mention that I do have my book that you can grab a copy of, Master the Language of Attraction. Okay, you can get this on Amazon. Grab yourself a copy because in here it's going to give you some great ideas and tips on how to, attract that woman, attract her and keep her. Okay, know that language that you've got to be using to attract that woman. All right, so be sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, if there's anything that you want me to talk about, anything particular, please leave a comment down below. Let us know, and I'd only be too happy to share with you more content. Until then, gentlemen, I send you love and I send you passion. And I just want to acknowledge everyone that's chimed in, left a message. Thank you so much. And I will catch you in my next video. Until then, again, sending you love and sending you passion. Bye for now.